If you're someone refreshing your skill select portal, like it's your Instagram feed, hoping for a miracle invitation, well, in this video, we're diving into the latest updates in the skill select system for 2025. And trust me, it's not the same old song and dance. A few things have changed. Some are exciting, some are frustrating, and some are just plain confusing. But I've got you covered. Let's go. 1. The skill select system in 2025. What's new, what's not? So first off, skill select still exists. We didn't wake up in some alternate reality where they replaced it with a lottery wheel. But here's the twist. 2025 is less about points and more about priorities. Yeah, I know, you did everything by the book. You hit 90 points, and you're sitting there thinking, surely this is enough. But the game has shifted. Australia is saying, cool, we like high points, but we love when you match our critical needs. Translation. It's not just about your score anymore. It's about how well your occupation fits into the national or regional strategy. Think of it this way. Points are like being good-looking on a dating app. Helpful, but if you're not in the right city or age range, you might still get ghosted. 2. The occupation lists have grown. Remember when we used to just check if our occupation was on the medium to long-term list and call it a day? Well now, the occupation lists come with layers. There's the core skilled occupation list, the targeted regional shortage list, and yes, the new kid, the state-aligned occupation focus areas. Each one serves a different purpose, and here's the kicker. They don't all feed into the same visa types. So, before you get excited that your job popped up on a list, double-check which visa it actually supports. Some occupations are now state-only invites, meaning if you're aiming for a 189, you're going to be waiting longer than a parcel from overseas with standard delivery. 3. 189. Visa. Fewer invitations, more selectivity. Let's talk 189. Australia's golden ticket, or at least it used to be. The 189 has become a bit like that exclusive party you need to know someone to get into. Only in this case, knowing someone means being in a critical occupation with experience, and preferably some Australian study or work behind you. And if you're offshore? Not impossible, but you're basically trying to get noticed from across the room at a loud party. The big shift this year. The government is prioritizing those already contributing to the Australian economy. So yes, being onshore gives you a big advantage. Also, EOIs sitting in the pool for 6+ months with low scores. Some are getting auto-cleared in silent batches. 4. The 190 visa. State sponsorships are getting smarter. Now, the 190 state-sponsored visa is where things get spicy. States are no longer just handing out invites to anyone on their list. In fact, many have added subcategories, niche roles, and even work experience quotas. Let's say you're a software engineer. Great, but the state might now be saying, we only want software engineers with experience in fintech, living in Adelaide, and working with AI. Oh, and please be under 35. A bit specific, right? But that's the new norm. States want ROI, and if they sponsor you, they want to be sure you'll stay, work, and fill the gaps they care about. That's why in 2025, state nomination is more like a tailored application than a generic click and pray. Also, some states are only inviting candidates already working in that state. So, if you're thinking of switching regions, double-check the rules before you move. It's not as open as it used to be. 5. 491. Visa. The underdog. That's now the MVP. Okay, real talk. 491 used to be the sidekick, the visa people considered only when everything else fell through. But in 2025, 491 is hot property. Here's why. More occupations are exclusive to 491 pathways, and regional areas are being encouraged and funded to bring in more skilled workers under this subclass. The big win? Lower points thresholds. Even folks with 65 to 70 points are getting invited for 491, especially if they're living in a designated regional area and working in a listed field. Yes, it's a 5-year visa with a pathway to PR, but that pathway is getting smoother. In some cases, 491 holders are reaching PR faster than those waiting for a 189 that never comes. So, if you've been side-eyeing 491 like it's your backup plan, you might want to reconsider. It's basically the dark horse of 2025. 6. Priority occupations. What's trending now? This year, some occupations are being treated like VIP guests. If you're in one of these, the doors open a little faster. Health and aged care, still top of the list. Early childhood teachers, now officially golden. ICT with cybersecurity focus in high demand. Construction trades bricklayers, sparkies, and plumbers are now Australia's MVPs. Agriculture tech and regional health niche, but rising fast. If you're in one of these fields and you're not applying or updating your EOI, you're sleeping on opportunity. Meanwhile, some popular jobs have slipped a bit. Accountants, marketing specialists, and generic engineers might still get in, but the competition is fierce. You're going to need either very high points or a state backing you. 7. Expression of interest. Clean up your EOI. Another important update for 2025 is that EOIs are being scrutinized more closely, as it's not just about hitting submit and waiting. Officers are checking for outdated employment info, skills assessments past expiry, conflicting points claims, and if your EOI looks sloppy, you might not get invited at all, even if you hit the marks. So, treat it like a dating profile. Clean, honest, and up to date. And don't lie about your age. I mean, points. They'll find out. Also, you can now rank your visa preferences in some cases. That means if you get invited for a 491 but are holding out for a 190, you better check your settings, or risk getting locked into the wrong stream. 8. States are competing, and it's good for you. In 2025, states are basically in a talent war, as they're competing to attract skilled migrants, especially to fill regional and hard-to-fill roles. So, you'll notice more targeted campaigns, extra incentives like regional relocation grants, and faster processing if you hit their sweet spot. This means you, the applicant, actually have more leverage. You can compare offers, weigh up criteria, and choose a state that values you the most. Kinda like job hunting, but in reverse. What you should do right now. So, what's the move? Here's your Skill Select 2025 survival checklist. Keep your EOI fresh, even if nothing's changed. Just logging in and updating shows you're active and serious. When applying, don't take a spray and pray approach. Align your experience with the occupations that are actually being targeted. And don't overlook regional pathways. Sometimes a 491 visa could be your express ticket to PR, while a 189 keeps you waiting indefinitely. Stay sharp with state-specific criteria too. They shift fast, and what's unavailable today might open up tomorrow. Most importantly, focus less on chasing the highest points and more on crafting a smart, demand-driven strategy. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, drop your occupation in the comments, and tell me which visa you're targeting this year. Catch you next time.